What's happening, y'all? Welcome to another episode of Red Oak Outdoors. My name is Aaron, and it is a beautiful, windy, cold, freezing day down here in southern New Mexico. We're back at this beautiful spot here on the Rio Grande. Rotary Park is just like right there, the waterfall. You know, it's doing waterfall things over there. But like I said, it is freezing. It's cold. I don't know why I'm out here fishing. It should be a good day, though. I mean, today we were actually going to switch things up a little bit. We're not targeting bass necessarily. If we catch bass, I'm not going to complain. If we catch trout, I'm not going to complain one bit. But I'm going after one of the best cold water fish that I know of in this area, and that's carp. For a couple reasons. One, I'm addicted to fishing, and I need to, feel the tug on the line of something. Two, I've never caught a carp intentionally on a, hook and line. Every time I've caught them, it's always been like foul hooked. So I think if we catch one in the mouth on purpose, that'd be pretty cool. Thirdly, I want to do some trout line fishing for catfish in about a month or so. Once it starts to get a little bit warmer and the catfish are really starting to, hit pretty hard, so I need some cut bait for that. And so carp make excellent cut bait for trout lines and jug lines and all that kind of stuff. So that's the plan anyway. So I have a bunch of rods here. We're not using all of these rods for that specific purpose. I'm just gonna set out a couple like pretty basic bottom rigs with some live bait. I have some corn and some little worms that I got from Walmart, and those carrots are for me. So is the coffee, just because I need a snack. But the other rods and reels that I have, I'm just gonna kind of get all of my bass gear and stuff like that kind of situated, kind of match different reels to different rods, and just see if my current setups are fine or if I want to switch things up this year. I'm just kind of going through all of my gear. I also need something to kind of keep me somewhat occupied while these baits are just kind of sitting on the bottom, doing bottom rig things. So that's the plan. That's what we're doing today. I'm excited. Just to feel the tug of something. Right here we can catch bass, trout, carp. The list goes on. I mean, I kind of doubt that the walleye have ran up already this early in the year. Probably not any white bass this high up in the river this time of year. I don't know, but I know there's carp here. I know there's bass here. I know there's trout here. So we'll just give it a shot. See what we can get. But carp is really the thing that I'm shooting for. But I'll take what I can get. So anyway, I'm gonna switch over to the GoPro, get a couple rods rigged up real quick, and then we'll get to fishing. So I'll see you in just a moment. All right, I got my rods rigged up. We've got my little spinning rod here, and basically I'm just running a little Aberdeen hook, size 8. These little eagle claw deals. It's good little hook. I think this will be perfect for what we're doing today. Little hook, very small, and a weight, small weight, nothing too crazy. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna crack open this can of corn, drain some of the water out. Get out of there. All right. Boom. Whole kernel sweet corn. We'll grab about, what do you think, three kernels? Nah, well, this is a pretty small hook. I think we'll just do 2 kernels. Oh, perfect. Dropped one. Good. Didn't need that one anyway. We'll do 2 kernels. Kind of snug them up on there, just like that. Reach in our little bucket of worms here. They're pretty lively in the store. I don't know if they've calmed down at all. There's one. Get over here. They are still pretty lively. And these worms are not the giant night crawlers. They're just the wee little guys, wee little fellas. We're just gonna thread this on here a little bit, and then we'll leave some of that tail kind of hanging off. We'll just hook it on there about 2-3 times. Just kind of thread this deal on there, just like that. Boom. And that's the rig. That's what we're gonna do with the spinning rod. And then on this this particular baitcaster here, this is not really the best rod, I guess, for this application, but it's the only combo that I have that I know I'm not gonna switch up only because this is the same setup that I used, my same bass setup that I used when I first started the channel. So this old SLX Shimano reel on a Berkeley shock, just like this, you know, medium moderate. I'm not going to switch this one up. I mean, it's just it's a good enough combo, and it's, you know, every time I use it, it just brings me back to my roots. But we're gonna rig this one up the same exact way. Now, how will this cast? It's pretty light. We don't want to. Perfect. Backlash and all. Yeah, this rig is is way too light for this rod, but I'm not gonna, you know, it'll be all right. We'll get this backlash out. We'll get that other bait tossed out there, and then we'll start goofing around with our other stuff. All right, now we've got our spinning rod here. Let's see if we can get this one a little bit farther out. Boom, right there. That's exactly where I need to be. That's gonna be perfect right there. I don't have any rod holders. I just realized that. Sick. That's all right. We'll just lay this one down. Kind of, I guess we'll stand it up right here. Leave the line slack, let it do its thing. All right. Now let's have some fun. I need to open up these carrots. I need a snack already. So now basically what I'm gonna do, I have a bunch of reels and stuff kind of setting in my bag here. And I'm just gonna go through and test them out. There's a few of them that I've never used, or one of them I know for sure that I haven't used, and a couple I haven't used in a long time. So I just kind of need to get a feel for them, see what's up with them, you know. And so I think what we'll do, we'll start off with what I know is my least favorite, but it's still a good reel. But this Black Max from Abu Garcia. Anybody who knows me know that I do have a bias against Abu Garcia. I think I mentioned it in my last video too. I mean, they're not my favorite. They have some good stuff. I mean, it's just, in comparison to everything else out there, it's not my favorite, but it'll fit on this rod. This reel has caught me a ton of fish, a few really nice fish too, so I really can't complain too much. It's just, I think this one's really going to be more of a backup than anything else. So I think to test out these reels, I should use a crankbait, just, you know, something I can cast and retrieve. Let's see, this arc one is nice. It's a good size. I just don't want to lose that one just yet. I know I have a few of these. Let's see, I have a couple of these ones too. But this one, we'll go with this one. This is a simple crankbait. Or should I go with one of the 6th Sense ones? These ones I think will dive a little bit too deep for around here. I'll lose these. And these ones, let's see. If I lose this one, then we'll switch to one of the 6th Sense ones. Okay, so I think if I'm just gonna test out these reels, a crankbait is gonna be the best test, you know? Just as far as castability, what applications I'll be able to use it in, you know what I mean? Because they're heavy enough where I can cast them on these Baitcasters, but also, you know, I'll be able to really get dialed in on how they retrieve. And since I'm going to be throwing all of these reels on the same rod, I think that'll be pretty good. I think it's pretty set right there. Just cast that way. Casts great. Pretty smooth. Feels good. But it's going to be absolutely perfect as a backup reel, I think. How's it cast against the wind? Not bad, not bad. Yeah, it's pretty much set right there. I haven't really messed with this thing aside from putting line on it yesterday. But since I fished with it like back in August, so several months ago, I know I give these reels a real hard time, but I mean, it's really not a bad reel. It's honestly halfway decent. Pretty good. And for what they are, man, for 40 bucks, I mean, they really can't get a better reel, in my opinion. Some of the more expensive reels are nicer. They're a little bit smoother, they hold up a little bit better. But if you're just getting into bass fishing, I wouldn't be mad with one of these. All right, so we just lost one carp. It was decent size, I thought. So I loosened the drag on that rod and the other one too. That way we'll be able to, you know, control the pressure on the fish a little bit better. Hopefully we don't lose another one. But anyway, we have here, this is a Browning RTB. This is actually a pretty old school reel from like 2005, which in my mind it doesn't seem like it was that long ago, but yeah, it's almost 20 years ago now, which is kind of crazy. But this is a new reel in the arsenal. Pretty nice. It feels good. It's bulky, but that's, you know, to be expected from you know, some of these more old school baitcasters. Pretty nice, pretty nice. I've never cast it before. This is gonna be our first cast. Dude, this thing casts like a stinking missile. Golly, that was nice. I need to maybe adjust it a little bit, tighten it up a hair just so it doesn't backlash. It feels super smooth. It's just bulky. I think that's really the only downside. It doesn't feel bad. It's just kind of big, and it's backlashing a lot. I don't think it's a real bad backlash, but we'll get this thing dialed in. It is significantly smoother than the Abu Garcia though, which means that it's probably not going to be just a backup reel, but this one might make it into the rotation. The only thing I really don't necessarily like about it is how bulky it is, but it's still not too bad. It's pretty nice. I bought this thing from a yard sale, so let's see, we'll tighten that up just a hair. This thing casts amazing. I had no idea Browning made reels until I saw this thing, and this thing is honestly really nice. It's a lot, I mean, for, you know, I would put it up against any, you know, sub $100 reel on the market today, honestly, just as far as it feels. Ergonomics maybe not so much, but as far as the castability and the retrieve on this thing, it feels stinking amazing. I just need to kind of get it dialed in a little bit so it doesn't backlash. Let me see. See, that's nice. One thing that you don't get in a lot of like lower end reels is like a clicking drag system or a clicking cast adjustment knob. So this one, I'm sure you could hear, but you can hear that, and even the drag clicks too, which is really nice. That is a really nice feature. I wish every reel had that. This is a great reel, guys. There, back it off just a hair. Cool. I don't know exactly the application I'm going to use this reel in, or which rod I'm going to put it on, but I'm pretty sure this one's going to be in the rotation. It's a really nice reel. Good job, Browning. I'm impressed. Let's see what time is it. And so now, while we're waiting again, we're back to fishing. Now this reel here, this is the Victory 701 from Wright and McGill. I have not used this reel in probably 2 years, almost 2 years. And I remember the last time I used this, I made a review while I had COVID. So I wasn't feeling great that day, and I was pretty hard on this reel. I remember I was not very impressed with it one bit. Oh my gosh, we're getting bit. We're getting bit. I think he's got it. He's coming right at me. I don't know what it is. It's a carp for sure. Come on, buddy. He's right here. He's right in front of us. Gosh, he's fighting great. Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy. Gosh, he's pulling. He's pulling. This is a good sized carp. Come on, bud. Is he tired? I don't know if he's tired yet. Oh. Grab my line. Oh no, he broke off. He broke off. He broke me off right at that last second. I got a little bit of a hurry. Look how big this guy is. All right, these are size 11s. That's a good sized fish. Oh, I can measure him with the Guggen rod. How long is this carp? Where's our? He is 21.5 inches long. Look at that. Good stuff, man. That is gonna be some excellent cut bait. Great fight, man. These carp, they're so underrated. I get why folks over in the UK are always catching these guys. We'll go back with our 2-piece of corn method. I think what we'll do, if we catch another one, we'll keep him. But if not, we should be good. I think we might have lost a piece of corn on that cast there. Before we were so kindly interrupted, we were talking about this reel. And I don't remember exactly. Oh my gosh, he's still flopping around. Startled me. Now, this particular reel, the knobs on it, this handle is nice and wide and I love it. The grip's fantastic. But if I remember correctly, I did not like the way it felt. I fished with this thing all day, and then by the end of the day, it was just like, my hands are kind of sore. I had a hard time casting lighter baits. And so when I was spawn fishing or pre-spawn fishing, like trying to throw like a weightless Texas rig, this thing, like the castability wasn't that great. It really just needing heavier lures for this guy. So I don't know if that's still the case. Maybe I was just sick that day, just in a bad mood. This thing is already backlashed pretty bad. So we'll have to just readjust it. Like I said, I haven't picked this thing up in 2 years, year and a half, something like that. And looks like I'm already having problems with it again. You know, because it's $100 reel. You know, it just kind of sucks to have something that's, you know, $100 just kind of lying around collecting dust. You know, so, and it should be a decent reel, you know. For Skeet Reese to put his name on it, you know, you'd hope so. Oh, that's right. I remember the adjustability on this thing sucked. Because, like, look, this knob right here, where you would, you know, kind of control your backlashes and stuff, it's maxed out right now. And I remember taking this plate off, and, like, this whole spool comes out. Yeah, and it's, like, it's completely maxed out. And so just throwing this crankbait, it's going to backlash every time. I remember now. I remember why I didn't like this reel. We're gonna have to throw something heavier with this one. What do I have? Sure. Oh my gosh, startled me. But this is the biggest or heaviest bait combination that I have as of right now, or that I have with me, I should say. Hopefully this will work. Another backlash. What the heck was that? I mean, even with a lot of thumb control, it's still backlashing. Man, I hate this reel. Which sucks because the handles are great. I love the big knobs and how wide it is. I mean, it feels really good here. The rest of it, I mean, it's just kind of bulky and kind of, it doesn't fit your hand as good as these other reels. We've got another one on. He's on. He's pinned. We're just going to keep that constant pressure on him. Oh yeah, baby. With these lighter rods, it's kind of hard to tell how big they are. Not putting a ton of pressure on him because I don't want that hook to pop out of his mouth. I really should have brought a net. Where's he at? Come back this way, bud. Get out of those rocks. I don't know if he's as big. Gosh, these things fight so good. He's right here in front of us. He's a little bit smaller, I think. I want to wear him out. I don't want him to. I don't want him to get off. Come on, buddy. Ooh. I'm scared he's gonna pop off at any moment. Gosh, I have so much fight. Loosen the drag out a little bit, just in case he does decide to make a heavy run for it, you know. we go. We got him. Boom. Another fish landed. This guy is definitely smaller. Oh, and he was hooked a lot better than this last one too. Oh gosh. They're kind of hard to hold on to. Get back over here, buddy. We'll go ahead, dispatch this guy as well. And then, yeah, we'll go from there. All right. So we've got a couple decent sized carp here. I don't remember exactly what I was saying or where we were at regarding this piece of crap, but we're back out there, launched, ready to rock and roll. I think, okay, that is better. I think I figured it out. I think just the magnetic deal is a little backwards. I think I didn't completely understand it, possibly, with, you know, which is all right. But that cast wheel is better, but significantly shorter than what I was wanting. But that feels like we can, I think now we have some room to adjust. Come on, I think that might be better. No, still not that good. It's just frustrating because I love the handles on it. The rest of it just sucks, man. It's terrible. Maybe I'll just take the handles off and put them on another reel. That or just exclusively use this one for larger baits. But I mean, I think I'd rather use the Browning, I think, for that. I don't know. Right, McGill? This one's an L for sure. Hate to admit it, but I can't see myself fishing with this thing all day long. Okay, when we're out at the river, I just can't. All right, folks, we've got another reel rigged up. This is the Daiwa Tatula 100XS. Very nice reel. I got Brandon actually gave me this reel, so I didn't have to pay for it, which I like. Very good, very good. Brandon's an awesome friend. But yeah, this one's an 8.1 to 1, so it's pretty quick gear ratio. So retrieving this thing is going to be pretty fast. So I don't think necessarily that this is what I would use this particular reel for, as far as like moving baits initially, but I don't think that's outside of the realm of possibility because it feels very, 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 very good. You know, I always say, like, you can always fish a fast reel slow, but you can't always fish a slow reel fast. You know what I'm saying? So this one, it is nice. It is very nice. But I can tell even just slow rolling, it is kind of quick. But I think in the summer months, I don't think that's necessarily going to be much of a problem using like crankbaits and stuff. Really, I would use this more for Texas rigs, jigs, flipping and pitching. Oh man, this thing feels amazing. Oh, it's like coming from that last reel to this one, it's just night and day. This is such a nice reel. Just got in a bunch of grass right then. Had to rip it out of there. Gosh, this is a very, very nice reel. I am not upset with this one one bit. Really like this reel. I don't need to mess with this one too much, but this one I think is going to be one of our daily drivers. I might leave it on this rod, which is a very good possibility. I might just leave this one on here. Looks good, feels good. Definitely one of the better rods or better reels in the arsenal for sure. I am more than satisfied with it. Just with those few casts, this thing is pretty awesome. I know Brandon, he didn't like it. There was something about it that he wasn't too impressed with, but I don't know exactly what that was, but I love it. I'm happy. So I have one more reel. Where did it go? Here it is. This is my current daily driver, the Shimano SLX MGL the 70 HG, 7.2 to 1 gear ratio. So pretty standard, nothing too crazy. As you can see, I've already like worn off all the stuff. I mean, this thing, ever since I got it, it has been a daily driver. And I do have another rod over here. Let's see, this is the 6.6. I think this was a medium heavy moderate, which this one is definitely a good rod for, you know, jerk baits and moving baits and stuff. I think I'll throw a jerk bait on this one just because I already know this reel is awesome. And it's good for a multitude of different lures. Where this thing really shines though is smaller profile baits, and being able to have really good castability with smaller baits. But it handles, you know, a weighted Texas rig and jigs and all that kind of stuff just as fine. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make a couple casts over here in this other hole off to our left. I think we'll be able to catch maybe another carp or two, but we'll see. We'll come back out here with Brandon in a little while, but that's going to be in the next episode. This particular reel though, I figured, you know, I brought it out here, I'd show it off, but this is a Shimano Bantam Chronarch. This one's from like 1991 or something like that. Old school reel. This thing is older than I am, but it's another great reel. It's super smooth, really good power. I caught a couple 5-pounders with this thing already during my hiatus last year. But this is, I mean, it's a cool reel. I don't think it's going to be a daily driver like these other, like my other Shimano there, and the or my two other Shimanos that are laying right there, and then the Daiwa Tatula. But you know, this is, I mean, I'll bring it out a few times this year, but I mean, it's just a, you know, it's an old rod or old reel. The rod's not that old, but an old reel, still really good. It's just kind of, like I said, these old school Baitcasters, they're really bulky, but this one, I mean, it casts like a dream. It's super smooth. Great reel. I think it really just kind of set the standard for all modern Baitcasters, you know, way back in the day. I mean, I would put it up against most of the lower end stuff, even in today's, you know, standard. I mean, this thing's really nice. I've just figured I'd show that one off. The rod, we'll probably take it off of this rod and put one of those other reels on this rod, just because this one is pretty nice. It's a Rodsmith Apex. Not a super high-end rod, but it is a nice addition to the arsenal, you know what I'm saying? So, but anyway, I'm going to cast over here. We're going to get our bottom rig over in this hole here, and then we'll cast around with the MGL just to see if I like it on that particular rod and see. This is definitely what we're going to call it today, guys. We're going to go meet up with Brandon, and we'll probably film another video today doing the same thing. Catching these carp has been a lot of fun. You know, we got our bag here. This is all I think I need for cut bait. Yeah, that's a pretty good haul, you know. It's pretty heavy bag. And also, I hope you guys enjoyed, you know, just checking out some of my gear. I know a lot of you guys have been asking for like a gear breakdown and stuff. So I'm glad I was able to give you guys somewhat of that. So if you guys enjoyed the video, let me know down in the comments. And if you didn't like the video, let me know down in the comments too. I want to hear from everybody. I mean, I know it's a very different type of video today. And like I said, you know, this kind of baiting and waiting really isn't my favorite method of fishing, but hey, we had some success today. So I mean, fishing in winter, any measure of success, there we go, I couldn't get it out, is good. So I'm happy, you know, we're on the board. I know there's a lot of folks out there that haven't caught any fish yet this year, so I'm just glad to be of those few that have. So I'm pretty happy. Anyway, love you guys. Thank you so much for watching the video, and I will see you guys on the next one.